Hey everyone, I tell you a little bit about the store I go to, Meijer, here in Michigan. Um, they did renovations, and stuff like that, but I noticed there's not a lot of employees in the store anymore. I don't see a lot of the cart people that took in carts like there was. Most of those were disabled people. Uh, it just and there's a lot of they changed the self-serve stuff is different. Looks like a maze when you go in there. There's about two cashiers, regular cashiers. There's not a lot of employees in there. There's not a lot of employees stocking or anything like that. And now I went in there a couple weeks ago, and their tree nuts, like pecans and all that stuff, were like six something. And that was 2 weeks ago. I went in there and they went up $1. If they're going to remodel the store, don't take that on, people. They have money. Don't be telling me they don't, because they wouldn't have been able to do that and put in a new surface on their parking lot. I noticed they rearranged the shelving. They put soap and all that other stuff on one side, and it went all the way down to pet food and stuff like that. But the stuff other than that, everything is not as full as it was. Uh, there wasn't a lot of the dairy stuff, like the cottage cheese, the sour creams, and stuff like that. Uh, I don't see anybody doing what, and the shelves. The stuff on the shelves are small. The areas where they put certain products are smaller. There's not as many of the same products that there were before. There's a whole slew of different pastas, but even that is hit or miss. It's can be scarce and then it can, stuff like that. Peanut butter is very small, also very scarce. There's a lot of missing. There's a lot of holes there. And it's been there for a while. I've been looking. The vinegar is a very small area. White and apple cider is very small. Um, the coffees is pretty large, but then it's very expensive too. Um, fruit aisle. The fruit aisle is very, very small and short. I think you're not going to notice it, but I notice it and I can watch on it. They've got the canned stuff in one spot, and then they put the stuff in like the snack pack type stuff over in a certain different area. Why they did that is I don't know. Sugar, beet sugar. This is store brand, 3 something. Um, Last time I went in there 2 weeks ago, it was empty. It had some in there, but there's no cane sugar as far as generic goes. But there was the Domino. Um, we're talking 4-pound bags of sugar. Flour is still there. I see flour, but I don't see the other types of flour. I see mostly the generic. It's the same stuff I've always seen in there. Um, Salt is kind of getting rough there. I got next to salt. Um, but if you see something that you've been looking for, you better get it and get a couple more, because the next time you go, it might not be there. Better be safe than sorry. And then if you have something else on the list that you don't need that week, cross that out until you can get that the next time. Also, I noticed that the hamburger section is always messed up. If you're lucky, you can get something within a good price, but I ain't paying $21 for 3 pounds of hamburger. I know it's a lot of other people ain't doing it either. Onions, white onions. They're like $2.30 something a 3 pound bag, but the onions are they're real small. They're not that big. I know the produce section isn't as large as it was either. See, they can fool you, but they can't. I've been going there since they opened up, and I worked at that store, and it was a lot better than it is now. Bakery stuff. I mean, even they had self-serve, or not self-serve, but somebody was behind a counter where they had like fried chicken and all that other stuff, and you could get, ask the person you wanted this or that. You don't do that anymore. There's not a butcher type thing in there like there was. I know the support section and the bacon section was pretty full, but I can see why it was expensive. Ice cream. Ice cream was getting pretty weird too. We haven't had a problem. We had a problem at the beginning with fries, but generic fries are always there, and or it is. So that's probably going to stop pretty soon. But they also raise the price on that stuff. You wouldn't believe the wine section and the booze section, the beer and all that stuff. They took out 3 rows of shelves. At least 3 rows shelves. And this includes the widening and stuff like that. And that's full of wine and beer and stuff like that, alcohol, liquor. And the water section is smaller area. Cereal section doesn't look the same as it did. I mean, they're fronting a lot of that stuff, but it's so expensive. I don't get that stuff unless it's on sale. I'll tell you what. I lost 20 pounds too, so I can see why. Soda. I don't drink a lot of soda like you used to. It used to be I couldn't go anywhere without diet soda. Now I don't drink diet anymore. I drink regular, but I don't drink a lot of it anymore like I used to. I can't believe that, But diet soda doesn't help you. My brother's been eating diet stuff for a long time. It's never helped him. Never helped me neither. It fools the system. So, and once I went off diet, that's when it slowed down to where I didn't drink a lot of it. I drink a lot of water now. Tomato section, there's not a lot of variety with tomatoes either. And, canned goods. Not a lot of it. I mean, I can't find half of those stuff I want, so. I mean, it's also a small area. See, all these aisles are put in and combined, and they're crunched in there. So they think you really don't notice it. But they used to have more vegetables than they do. They used to have a lot more tomatoes than they do now, as far as canned goods and stuff. They had some keystone meats, and look, even in the smaller cans, they had that. But I've got some of that stuff, so I got one that's cheaper. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I had tried the hamburger. You put it in chili or something, you gotta know it. You got just something, like goulash or whatever. Um, Crisco, shortening, it's expensive. Um, Even the small can's almost $6. That's a tiny can. Then you got the oils. All that stuff has been shrunk down, and the bread section is still about the same, but there's gaps in there too. But even the bakery section is amazingly smaller. Not as small as some areas though. Um, but yeah, I couldn't believe that when I seen how much wine and stuff they had in there. And it didn't look like it was anybody touched it either. Probably expensive as heck because of the grapes and all that stuff. The grape issue. Um, they took the doors off on the inside, and they've got those things that detect if you got something in there that hasn't been rung up that shoots an alarm off. Even when you come in. I don't know why they do that. But they took the doors on the inside off. I think they're trying to play Walmart or something. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Um, the electronics section is smaller. Even the hardware, you can't find anything. I mean, it's small. I mean, the areas are real small. The items that they used to have is a lot different than it used to be. Um, Clothing and undergarments. Oh my God, those things are so expensive. You know, I feel sorry for people who have kids and stuff, but I'm not that one to go spending a bunch of money on clothing and stuff. Most of the clothing I have is I've had for a while. You know, I have I have enough clothing, but I've had it for a while. I don't just toss it out and go buy something new. I wear it. It gets worn out. Most of the time, it doesn't wear out, but you know, but I don't know. I just wanted to tell you that when you see something, because I don't think they stock it every day. I think they stock it once a week. That's what it looks like to me. And they wait till the weekend, then they put a lot of stuff out there. But a lot of people don't go on the weekend either. So, um, also I noticed on the buses, you know, they're trained to help people take their stuff up to the door and stuff. But lately, and these are people of color, I'm sorry to say it, and they're women, they don't get off their butt and help. And they're supposed to because they're trained to do it. They just sit there and make their money. They're freaking lazy. I've had people of color that are very cordial and stuff and nice and help and stuff like that. I mean, I'm old, and these people aren't. They're younger, and I'm sure if somebody was treating their grandmother or their mother like that, they'd have a cow. They'd have a fit. But you know, if I stumbled and fell or something, I'm out. Better believe they'd get sued. Um, Even this place, because sometimes they don't de-ice like we should. Um, and I have eye problems, you know, cataracts. Plus, the one eye is a lazy eye, and the other one had an injury, so I have to wear bifocals. I hate them too. But but I wrenched my knee and my hip and everything else, and I howl around like. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm not a quitter, you know. I'm a fighter, so it doesn't bother me too much, you know. It just makes me mad to people, you know. If I was younger and somebody needed my help, I would be helping them. Even if I'm older, as I am today, I would try to help somebody. But that's what's wrong with this younger generation. They just go to work, and I've heard other people say they just sit around, they don't do nothing. They just go to work and that's it. They don't do the job. They just pretend like it. I don't know. Freaking crazy. Ugh. It's where we're living is pretty crazy. Um, you know, and if this is the Lord's time, you know, we've still got a long ways to go. I'm hoping it ain't too far from now if it is his time. But I don't think so. It's got to get a lot worse than it is. We haven't seen the man of the hour yet. Stuff like that. And the buy or sell, you know, the mark of the beast, you're not allowed to buy or sell without it. So that ain't here yet. I can see that coming though. But I don't know. My store is, like I say, it's phony. You know, they try to think they're fooling me. Well, they ain't fooling me. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, family pack of legs was like $10. That's a lot for legs, chicken legs. I can't understand why people want chicken wings. There's nothing to them. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on them dang things for nothing. Um, in fact, when we were kids, we didn't want to eat the chicken wing because there wasn't no meat on it. But yeah, it's crazy, you know. I finally got my tax things done and back, and they were under review till I started yelling at them. And all of a sudden, they changed their tune. I mean, these were tax credits, you know. They're the idiots that did it. But yeah, you know, like get a home heating credit and stuff like that. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. I mean, they should be giving you freaking dang 500, $600 lately for as much as your just electric is expensive. I can't figure that one out. Other than they're putting in those turbines, and that's what we're paying for, them dang turbines. And solar panels. You know, if I hear climate change or climate this, climate that one more time, I'll scream. They act like this is the worst, and some of these stupid, channels, they're not really, you can't see the people, but they always say, be ready for this, be ready for that. It's one of the guys mentioning the climate, this and that. You know, it's been hotter a lot of other years, and you know where they get that climate thing from? Uh, Al Gore. Al Gore is the one that brought that up when he was in the Clinton thing. He's a freaking nut job, just like Bill Gates. Like Al Gore, man, you're nut. I'm telling you, I remember him. I was there. And now, you know, all this stuff about the, you know, but if they were so incredibly uh, worried about the environment and stuff like that, why aren't they doing anything with East Palestine, Ohio, where the train derailed and they're not cleaning that water out and all that stuff, checking that stuff? They're not. They don't care. They do not care about what's going on here. All they can say, climate change, it's just a form of brainwashing. The more they say it, the more I think you're going to believe it. Some do. Some actually are brainwashed into believing it. Like when there was those fires, one of my family members was worried about the smoke, so she wore a mask. And she, you know, the thing is, if you've been around a wood stove, and then all of a sudden now you're wearing a mask because of the smoke, I can't take wood stove to begin with. Or any type of, like, when we had a foggy day, all that smoke would come down into the levels where you breathe. I don't like it because I was raised around wood stoves. But to be, you know, all of a sudden now, man, you know, I can't. You know, I have a little bit of asthma too. But to be afraid of, you know, the forest fires that are freaking way up there in the north, Canada, coming here and everywhere else, it's about crack up. Speaking of, I was watching the other day outside and seeing chemtrails. And I kept watching them, and I said, watch, it's going to get cloudy pretty soon. And sure enough, those chemtrails, it got cloudy. I'm telling you, they can do stuff to the clouds. Back in the day, they talked about doing that. Seeing the clouds. They can do it. I don't know, the people are freaking out. They're freaking off the rocker. I got something too I figured out. I'm going to look it up and check it first, but I finally figured out what they're doing to the former president, and they want everybody else to believe. I figured it out. I'm so sick of those people. I am so tired of these people lying, sitting there, and there's no evidence. There's no evidence. I sit there and watch that evidence on my TV when it was happening. I sit there and watch people who were filming it right at the same spot. And to tell me that Whitmer got in here for this last time is a freaking miracle. Not a miracle, but I think he cheated. I can't stand her. But she's also gone missing. She's missing in action because her grandpa there is doing a bad job and she supports him. I don't know, it's freaking crazy. But like the scallop potato stuff and stuff like that, which is a good idea to have. But I found the one I always been looking for, and was the bacon one. Now they finally have the bacon one. They didn't have it before. They had it once before and then it disappeared for a real long time. Now they got it. Uh, I'm not into ramen noodles. That's stupid. I mean, if you can get something that's better for you, you should do that. But it's hard now because all the crap and all. Now they're mad because some people in Congress ain't agreeing with supporting that thing over there in Europe, and they're mad about that because the government shut down. I don't really give a crap if they shut it down. They ain't gonna do nothing with the Social Security. That ain't gonna do nothing with the veteran stuff. I think they need to fund them. Especially the Democrats. Some people they are off the wall. And to sit there and pretend like they don't know what's going on is a travesty, because that makes me madder than that. They know what's going on, but yet they butter up and kiss up to the Attorney General. They kiss up to all the people that agree with them. But if you don't agree with them, they tear into you. But that's why I say I don't care. I ain't scared of them. You got one life to live, and you may as well do it. Fighting. Fighter. I've always been a fighter. I ain't about to give up too soon. First, when the Lord comes, then it'll be a different story. you know, not until then. So, with that said, I hope I didn't bore you, but I wanted to tell you a little bit about the store I go to and how different it looks. The food and stuff has been crunched down. The shelves, there's not very many regular shelves of canned goods. There's really not a lot of the frozen stuff either, as far as freezers. But I'll talk to you later. God bless. Keep preparing and, get ready for just about anything pops up, because it ain't going to get any better. It can get worse. So you'll never say can't get any worse, but it can. So with that said, God bless. And peace and love to all of you. And may the Lord bless you.